G'day, Starlo here. I'm down on the rocks at the mouth of my local estuary fishing the run-out tide. I actually came down to have a go for blackfish on a float rig, on my long soft rod and a centrepin reel, a type of fishing I absolutely love doing. In fact, I devoted a whole episode here on YouTube to it, which you can see if you click on the link up here or down below in the comments. But it's just not happening today. I'm just not even getting it down. So I've taken my float gear off. Now, I've only got the centrepin reel with me, but I thought, what the heck? I'm going to catch a couple of crabs here amongst the rocks, rig them up on a running sinker rig and just put them out on the centrepin. Should be a bit of fun. Middle of a bright hot day. I don't know what we're going to catch, but we'll give it a go. First though, I've got to catch my bait. I'm hoping to be able to grab a couple of the crabs that I've seen scurrying around amongst the oyster-covered rocks. You really need to have the right footwear for this caper and not be too afraid of getting nipped. These crabs are pretty quick too. Gotcha! There's one. Gotta be careful not to get bitten here. That's what I'm after. Just the crabs that live around the rocks. And I get 2 or 3 baits out of that one. Alright, I won't worry about getting any more yet. Let's find out if there's anything here worth catching. Make sure you check your local regulations before harvesting any natural baits and take only what you need. As I said, I'm just using a simple running sinker rig with a smallish bean sinker running right down to about a 1/0 octopus or suicide style hook. I've killed the crab and I'll roughly cut it into a couple of pieces. Don't be afraid to leave a few of the leg segments on too. Casting with a centrepin reel takes a little bit of getting used to, but I don't need much distance here. With all that tidal current, I reckon the fish will be in pretty close. I feed out a little extra line to get the rig to the bottom, and then it's just a matter of waiting for a bite. Oh, there's a bite, and he's got it. I'll give him a little bit of line to get it down, and oh, yeah, that's a good fish. That's a really good fish. He's using that strong current to his advantage as well. And I don't know how many rocks are out there. Oh, there he is, flashing up on the surface. Oh, this is so much fun on the centrepin and the long soft rod. I love catching blackfish this way, but it doesn't have to be just blackfish. This looks like a nice big bream. Yeah, it's not a bad fish. Wow, it didn't take long on that piece of crab. Probably should walk him up there, but I'll have a go at lifting him. Oh, lovely bream. Yellowfin, nice clean one. Oh, there we go. Oh, she's well and truly legal. Oh, and there he goes. I was going to let him go anyway, but he released himself. Alright, let's do that again. That was too much fun. I grab another piece of the cut crab and feed it onto the hook, making sure the point is exposed and not shielded or hidden by any shell. Then it's just a matter of lobbing it out again. Can't cast a centrepin very far, but you don't have to here. I just want to get right on the edge of the current break between the really fast water further out and the slightly slower water in closer. I reckon that's where any fish will be sitting. Nothing like a centrepin or a side cast for staying in contact with your bait. You can just pick up any slack, feed out a little bit more when you need to. So in touch with what's going on. It's a great way to fish. Great way to learn to fish too. And there's another bite. Got him! Oh, got him. He's tracking up against the current. This feels like another pretty reasonable fish too. It tracks upstream into the swift current, putting a great bend in the old blackfish rod. You can't rush them on this gear, so take your time and enjoy the tussle. Notice where I've got my right thumb? That's effectively my drag if the fish runs. It's all so incredibly direct and hands-on. I love it. When I get the fish in close, I like to flick the reel's clicker on to prevent overruns and backlashes. Swing him up. There's a legal fish. Again, just pinned in the corner of the mouth. People get this idea that everything's going to be deep hooked when you bait fish. It doesn't have to be if you hold your rod and you strike at the bites rather than just letting the fish hook themselves. 9 times out of 10 you can pin them in the corner of the jaw or the mouth. But right now I need some more bait, so I'm off to secure another crab or two. There's a likely looking crevice. It's fair to say that sticking your fingers into cracks like this isn't without its risks, but I've been doing it for years and I've still got all my digits. Alright, back into it. These legs and bits of shell that I'm breaking off, I'm just throwing them out here where I'm fishing. I don't want them to go too far out and get in that current and get carried away, so I just try and get them to land exactly where my bait is going to land. It's a big bait. But you know what they say, big bait, big fish. See if it's right. I probably should have halved that. Usually takes a little while for them to get the smell and track their way into the crab. I don't mind just letting it sit there. The good thing about crabs is you don't normally have as much problem with the little pickers taking your bait off the hook. And sure enough, I've found another customer. There's a good one. There's a good one. Ooh. Oh, he's strong, this one. He's strong. What do we got? He's just hanging in the current. All I can do is keep the pressure on and a good bend in the rod. I don't know what this is. It's got some weight. Oh, it's a big bream. It's a big bream. It's a good bream. I don't think I'm going to lift that one. Gosh, it's strong. Keeping off those rocks. That is a really big bream. Just take my time with him. No wonder he felt heavy. Put the clicker on actually. Looks like he might have saddleback syndrome too, which is a little deformity they get in their back. Quite common with bream in some areas. Alright, walking right up into here. Landing in amongst the rocks. Oh, there's so many oysters there. If a line touches one, I'm in strife. Look at that. What a lovely big bream. No wonder he went well. I'm pretty chuffed with that. Wow. Oh, that line is absolutely shredded. He's been in the rock. I was really lucky to get that fish. Look how it's hooked as well. Oh, I'm shaking a little bit after that. Hook came out. Lovely big bream. I'll show you this saddleback syndrome. It's where I've got my thumb. It actually makes them really easy to hold. See that little divot at the front of the dorsal fin there? Now for years a lot of us thought that it was caused by them being caught in nets when they were smaller, and ripped out and released and it healing up, but it's not. It's actually a genetic deformity. There's been quite a few studies done on it. It doesn't do them any harm, it doesn't seem to. What a beautiful fish. Alright, I'm going to pop him back in, he's too good to keep. But there you go. Just goes to show you can make the most of any situation. Here you go, mate. What a beautiful bream. Ooh, that'll do me, I think. With a bit of lateral thinking and a couple of crabs from the rocks, I've been able to turn a non-productive blackfish session into a very exciting bit of centerpin brimming. The message is pretty clear. Don't give up just because you don't have the right gear with you. Make do and be versatile. Until next time, this is Starlo wishing you tight lines.